Hey y'all, Ritz here with another Watcher of Realms video. We're going to talk about seeding. This is for farming. Farming is kind of the name of the game here. Unfortunately, it's what you have to do. And if you're a newer player, please do not underestimate the amount of farming that many of us have to do to get the level of gear that we have. So, how can you farm the most efficiently? If you have not seen my video on the seed theory for gear, it's basically been proven, and I think I have the explanation here. I'm going to link it in the description, and we can talk about that momentarily. I'm going to just load up a bunch of stamina here to make this happen. When it comes to gear seeding, you want to do, best case scenario, not in background fights. You don't want to use background fights because background fights do not give you the option to keep a seed. The reason is, excuse me, just getting over being sick. The reason being, your game has to contact Moonton's server to get information for how your run is going to go. And if you've noticed, if you look, the amount of times that Hatsut's artifact procs here, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. The amount of times it does and the amount of times it doesn't is set from the time you enter the gear raid. That is basically your seed right there for your damage. That is RNG being set. That is an RNG seed that has been set into your phone, your computer, your tablet, whatever you're using. The RNG seed is set from the time you load up your gear run. That being said, so are the drop rates for your particular runs loaded up into your phone from the time you enter your gear raid. The drop rates might, now, in general, with the law of big numbers, as Fastidious put it in his video, I'm going to be linking that video and I'm going to be quoting that video a few times here. Slate asked me to hold off on publishing this video until theirs came out. It came out yesterday, so I'm publishing this now. We are looking for good seeds. A good seed is where you have extra drops. Definitely, if you get an ancient drop, then it's definitely a good seed. If you don't get a good seed, what you're going to do is you're going to exit out to this screen here. Do not hit challenge again. That's going to keep the seed. And here's the reason. Here in the loading screen, my phone is contacting the server at Moonton. The server at Moonton is getting the information for, oh, here's what we're doing, here's the heroes we're using, here's their gear, here's their stuff. The server over there does all the calculations, does the run for you basically does the run, sends back to the phone saying, here's how the run is going to go. And now it plays out on your phone. But that run is now set on your phone. It doesn't contact the server again to find out, oh, this hit has a 25% chance to proc her artifact. So is it going to proc this time? Is it going to proc this time? No, it's set from the time that the server sends to your phone. Don't fall into the gambler's fallacy where, oh, it's 25%, so every 4 hits she's going to proc. That's not how it works. Every single hit basically has a roll of the dice, and you have a 1 in 25 or 1 in 4 chance of getting it. A 25% chance is a 1 in 4 chance. So every single time basically rolls a 4-sided die. If you get the 4, that's your hit. If you don't get a 4, it doesn't work. For gear seeds, you're looking for ancient gear for sure. You're looking for, if you're farming specifically for demon soldier shards, you're going to look for not the rare ones, but the epic ones. If you get an epic shard, then you know it's a good demon soldier seed. You want to keep that one. I run 5 at a time to get my seed, as I mentioned in the other video, so I'm not spending too much time here. And goodies. These are extra goodies over here. Stamina, master keys, and the goodies you're looking for are, in particular, are bullions. Those are very good to see when you're looking for ancient drops over here. Bullions or the essences, those are the ones that you really want to see if you're looking for ancients. Definitely, if you get an ancient, then you got a good seed. Just keep running with it. But basically, your numbers are set for what you're going to get when you contact the server. How are we resetting the seed? Well, the loading screen is telling me, okay, my phone is now contacting the server saying, well, my run's done, and the server is going to send back saying, okay, we're going to go back to this screen, and now we're going to be set over here. This is the whole thing, and this is all in my phone now. It's not in the server. Their server is not constantly running everybody's game. So I'm going to run one more. I'm contacting the server. I'm getting a new seed, and the server saying, okay, here's the drops that are going to be coming when you drop. Here's the rates that you're going to get. Now, the way I'm looking at this is like a deck of cards. If I want to pull out an ace in a completely randomized deck of cards, I have a 1 in 13 chance if they're all face down, and I'm picking at random. Now, if I have a little bit of information that, oh, all the aces are in this upper half, then I can remove the lower half and say, okay, now I don't have a 1 in 13 chance. I have a 2 in 13 chance of getting it. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed. And don't fall into the gambler's fallacy and say, oh, if I run 13 or if I pull out 13, I'm guaranteed to get it. That's not true. You have 26. Out of the deck, you have 26 left. If I pull out 13, I might not get any of the aces, even though they're all in that half. But I do have a 2 in 13 chance of pulling one out at random. And as I subtract different ones, then I'm going to up my chances as I go because there's fewer and fewer non-aces in the pack. So, but in this case, basically, it's like drawing one, saying, okay, that's not an ace, mixing it back up, and then I still have that 26. I'm going to pull another one. I still have a 2 in 13 chance of pulling it. So even though you've gotten yourself a good seed, it doesn't guarantee you an ancient. So anyone who's like, oh, I tried it, it didn't work for me, I ran 150 runs and I didn't get an ancient, yeah, that happens. So don't run 150 runs. And here's where Slate's advice comes in, and I think it's a very good one. If you get a good seed, you run 5 runs at a time, you get a good seed, then, or if you're, by the way, looking to compete in Oracle trials, extra drops are also part of the seed. So if you get a seed with 3 drops, if you have, or extra drops, whatever, if you have 2 drops, if you don't have the privilege card, 3 drops, if you do have the privilege card, use that one. Good seed. But you're looking for essences or spirit, the spirits here, or the bullions here, or an ancient. Those are what you're looking for. Where the goal is to get as many ancients on our account as possible. So those are the gearing seeds. I'm gonna link the video for. I'm gonna link Slate's video or Fastidious's video with Slate. And again, the goal is to get the best gear we can on our account. Get as many ancients as we can on our account. That looks really impressive, but bangles seem to drop the most. Rings the least. I have not seen why. Okay, let's talk summoning seed. I haven't proven this. I haven't seen it in action, but I'm going to be trying it. The way Slate lays it out in the video, run 3 10 pulls here in the blues. If you don't get an epic at least, reset your client. Because when you go back to the camp here, you don't have a loading screen. It's not contacting the server. So you'll have to reset your client. When you quit the game, you turn off the app. Then you start it up again. That recontacts the client, the server. You restart the client. It contacts the server, and it gets you a new summoning seed. So 30. If you don't get at least an epic, restart. If you do another 2 10 pulls after that, and you don't get anything, reset your client, do it again. Obviously, at this point, you're going to get to pity a lot of the time. It doesn't really make that big of a difference for these shards. I'm going to be saving as much as I can for Lust. I would love to get her at least a 3 if I can. I just pulled Arrogance last week, or I should say, Mortar Mike pulled me Arrogance, and I'm very excited. When it comes to Divines, most people have like 3 or 4, maybe. If you have 10, that's amazing. that you've been saving for a while. So you're going to like pull 3. And if you don't get a Lego, reset your client. That's the way I would say it. Um, Worst case scenario, you cost yourself a minute and you're going off and possibly resetting the seed. As Fastidious points out, it is a little bit more tinfoil hat here, but it seems to work for Slate, and I want to try it out. I'm going to be trying it out, and you'll probably see it in my summoning videos. For ancient summonings, that's the red ones. According to Slate, you'll run a 10 pull. If you don't get at least an epic lord like Pyros or Wrath, who's another one, Vladov, or Aeon. These are all epic lords. If you don't get an epic lord, reset your client, start again. If you get an epic lord, do another summon. If that's not a Lego, then restart your client, start again. If you get a Lego, then obviously pull again and go right ahead. I haven't tried it, but let's talk for a minute about AMR. I think AMR has a seed. Now, anyone who has a very advanced account is going to know that you take about 7 to 10 seconds to do your AMR run. Some people get it down to like 5 seconds to do an auto AMR run. And if I actually equipped Arrogance, it would go even faster. But here we go. Here's how I can explain it. This is what we're looking at. I'm not really looking at the Mithril because you only get 6 to 8, which is ridiculous. Moonton, please give us another level that gives us more. Mithril is way lacking. But flawless meteorites are what we're looking for. If you get 2, 3, or 4, reset your seed. Not a good seed. Start over. If you get 5, 6, or 7, that's possibly a keeper. Really, 7 to 10 is a keeper. But 5 or 6, even 7 really is like, okay, let's try again. If after 5 or 6, 5, 6, 7, you get 8, 9, 10, then you found yourself a good seed. If you get, obviously, 2, 3, 4, then not a good seed. And if you get 5 or 6, okay, then you have an average seed. We're really just talking averages. I have run a lot of 10 runs to see it to test this. A lot of runs of 10 auto runs. Like in particular, I do background runs to check. I did background runs to test this. I'm going to show you a 10 run in particular, but I think I found a good seed here because I got 9, then I got 7. But we're talking averages here. We're not talking like, oh, if you get a good run, you're going to get 9 every time. No. An average person is probably going to get 5 to 6 as their average, which makes sense when you have 2 to 10 as your range. 5 to 6 or 5.5 is really going to be your average there. I was averaging 5.5 to 6.1 before I figured this out. Once I started figuring this out, my average went up to about 7.5. And I'm not joking. Yesterday, I got an average on one run of 8.1. That's an insane increase. It's not going to happen every time, but you can see I did get 1.5, but I've had 2, 9, 7, 8. This is a very good seed. I am getting very good averages right now. My average is going to be between 7.9 and 8, depending on how I do in the next few runs. At some point, as Fastidious points out in his video, there's the law of large numbers. You're going to start getting lower numbers. So you're going to get your good seed, you're going to get your good runs, then you're going to get out. When you get 2 low runs in a row, like 3 meteorites in a row, then you're going to get out, you're going to reset your seed. Let's see what this one is. So far, I've had 2 5s, and that's the lowest I got. Here's another 8. So you can see I'm actually getting a very, very good average here. I've gotten about a 7.8 average, I think, if I'm doing my math right, which I might not be because I just did that off the top of my head. You can correct me in the comments, but your average will go from about 6 to 7.5, I believe, if you do this. And when you're running 1,000 runs plus, or or way more, like I have run probably. I think Fastidious said he got something like 80K or something like that in multiple Oracle trials before he was able to get to a point where maybe he said 800K. I'm not sure, but yeah, my average is about 8 at this point on this run. I'm going to keep running this, but I think this is a real thing. I think this is a real thing. Your game contacts the server in the loading screen. It tells you here's going to be basically your rate of drops in this series of runs, and then you get to run it as much as you want. This is a great example of a good seed. I cannot overstate this. I should probably quit out and give you an example of a bad seed, but I don't really want to. I want to get as many meteorites as possible. But let's see what this one is. If this one is like a 3, I'm going to go out anyway. So, because I don't want to overstay my welcome when it comes to that seed. See, 5 has been my lowest. I got that 3 times out of like 10 runs. This is insane. I've gotten an average of about 8 here. So, like I said, we're talking averages. The best way to see it, and I'm going to do this now, as I promised you, the best way to see it is in at least 10 runs at a time. Sets of 10 are the easiest. Oh, it kills me to drop this seed, but I'm going to do it because I think it's important to show everybody. The easiest way to see it is for sure in a run of 10 or averages of 10, because you can just divide by 10 or 20 or whatever, drop a 0, and it's easy. So I'm going to run 10, just let it run in the background and while I go over these again. So for gearing, your general rule is you're looking for the spirits, the upgrading spirits, the ones that are used to ascend your pieces. You're looking for bullions. You're looking for those goodies in order to see, okay, I've got a good seed. If you want to push your Oracle trial, you're looking for extra drops. If you're looking for demon soldiers, you're looking for the epic ones in particular. And those are going to be your keys for good seeds in those realms. In the Watcher of Realms, in the gear raids. If you are looking for summons, check out Slate's video. I think she explains it very nicely. It's 30 summons for blues. You're looking for at least an epic. If you don't get that, then you're going to reset your client completely, quit out, and reset the whole thing. Go back in. If you are doing yellows, it's much harder to tell. I would just say do 3. If you don't get an ancient, might as well reset your client. It's not going to hurt. If you go with ancient shards, which arguably are the most important, those ancient exclusive heroes are some of the best in the game, then you're going to do 1 10 pull. If you don't get at least an epic lord, you're going to reset your client. If you do get an epic lord, you'll do 1 more 10 pull if that's not a Lego or another epic lord. You're going to reset your client and start again. If you do get a Lego, obviously, then you're set. You're on a good run. When it comes to AMR, you're looking for, obviously, if you get, best case scenario, if you hit 8, 9, 10 at the beginning, and then the next one is basically, if the next one's a 5 or 6, I would run it again just to see, like we got in this one, or in our previous one, and you'll see your averages are going to be higher if it goes back up to 8 or 9 again. If it goes down, then quit out, not quit out, go back to, let the loading screen come back up, contact the server basically, reset your seed. If you get 5, 6, 7, try again. If you get 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, or 8, 9, 10, then see if that's a good seed. Run with it for a little bit. But the best case scenario, start off with 8, 9, 10, and you will see your averages go up. You only have to run 1 at a time to make it work. Then you can use that seed to run it. And we're talking averages here. We're not talking just in general. We're talking averages. Your average should go up if I am correct. So I reset my seed here and I ran 10 at random, and that was 5.6, an average of 5.6. When I had the good seed, I had an average of close to 8, if not at 8. I wasn't paying attention that much, but that's what I have for you right now. I really think this is a thing. I would love to be able to prove it. Right now, I cannot. I don't have enough info. I only just really discovered this. If you find this to be true, please hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Discord. I'm going to have the link to my previous video, which you should check out if you haven't seen the gearing seed. I think I explained it all here, but so you might not have to. If you have not seen Fastidious' video with Slate, go check it out. Go subscribe to their channels. Slate and Fastidious are both awesome. And definitely comment and like their video. It is really good, and Slate explains the summoning seed very nicely over there. I want to know for sure if this AMR seed is a thing. I think it is. Please help me prove it. So get this video out there. Like, comment, subscribe. And I think this, if your average goes from 5.5 to 6 up to 7.5 to 8, I think that's worth a subscription here. So, and as Ronaldo likes to say, I've heard it might be true that if you subscribe, your summoning rates will go up. But I would say hit me up on Discord. Let me know if you find it to be true. The more people that get on this, the more we'll be able to know for sure. The bigger the data pool, the more we'll know if it's correct. I think it's correct. I really do. I think it's a thing. I have had a lot of success with this farming my gear raids in the last week or so. This is a really good run. In 4 runs, or is this number 4? Yeah, in 4 runs I've gotten 60. That's pretty good. Is it? Yeah, that's not bad. Excuse me, getting over being sick again. Well, this is an average of about, I'm going to have to, yeah, no, that's very good. I might have gotten the extra bonus roll. Sometimes you get a bonus roll of basically 1 free artifact, which is 40 flawless meteorites or 30 of the yellows. So I might have gotten the bonus roll, and that might be why it's higher. Because to get an average of, no, it must be because you can't get an average of 11. That doesn't work. So I must have gotten that bonus roll and had a really bad run otherwise. Anyway, it's awesome that I got the bonus roll. But please, please, please hit me up. Let me know if it works for you. I want to find out if it works. I want to find out if this is true. So that's what I got for you. I'm going to go upload this video, and hopefully we will get tons of people on this, get tons of data, and get way better artifacts on our account much faster this way. And if people tell me, I would love people to get in touch with me. The more people that get in touch with me and tell me, hey, your video really helps, my average went up on the meteorites, that really makes it worth it. That really makes it, that's what I'm looking for. I want to help people out. So please get in touch with me. Please let me know it helped, and I'll see you in the next one.